Welcome to Market Matters. I'm Jonathan Gunn with Sulhi Azman, and we bring to you two stocks of momentum today brought to you by the Edge Research. Our stocks with momentum are analyzed based on a special algorithm to determine whether the stocks would trade positively or negatively in the coming days. For our positive momentum stock today, we have Tomypak Holdings. It basically rose about 5% today to 1.95 ringgit.
Well, John, Tomypak, I think, is a plastic. It manufactures flexible food packaging materials. It's a plastic company, and I think that you like plastic companies, right?
Yeah, because earlier this year I wrote an article about plastics companies, and some of the leaders in this industry have actually told me how the lowering of oil prices is actually very good for their raw materials, and they actually see the earnings translate. We see them coming through right now.
Well, if you look at the earnings, right? Revenue went down by 3%, but net profit went up by 614%. What do you make out of that?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I've been saying, and I think that the company is actually it has its prospects in the sun right now because all prices are down and their raw materials are cheap.
And they're also expanding, right?
Yes, exactly. So in terms of why I like the company, I think it's very well diversified. 50% of their earnings are from exports and 50% are from domestic sales. It's not like they are overly reliant on something. So
well, on the news front, I think CIMB says the company is actually planning a new plant which will double the capacity. At the moment, the capacity is about 17,000 tons per annum, and this will be doubled to 35,000 tons per annum. And I think this would bode well for their earnings.
So moving on to our next stock, we have a negative momentum stock, which is Chee Holdings.
This is not the first time we've been covering this. It was also pegged as the stock with momentum last week.
Correct. So this is a Penang-based company, and when somebody mentions Chee, I always go back to the days where I'm in high school and I use a Kampak pen or
Kampak pen, Kampak files, and whatnot stationeries that we have here. Now, the company, it manufactures and sells stationery printing materials controlled by the GMD Khor Bank with a 17% stake. Now, this company, right, it's very good in the sense that it exports products to more than 50 countries.
So the thing is that when I look at Kampak and Chee, basically I'm like, do stationery businesses still have a place where everything is going digital?
Well, to me, as long as there's university, as long as there's schools, of course, stationeries would be still relevant, even though we still have replacing with digital times. If you look at the earnings, right, this is to justify this. Earnings, net profit went up by 236%, revenue went up to 14%. The stock, it has risen to 55% by 55%. Sorry about that. Since mid-January, and today it closed about 7% higher at 62 cents.
Okay, so Max, on that note, basically we have two stocks again for you, which is Tomypak Holdings. We like it because the plastics companies have actually seen a remarkable rally in light of low oil prices. The company is strong and its earnings are actually impressive. But how long the cheap raw material costs last is anybody's guess due to oil price volatility. And of course, for negative momentum, we have Chee Corporation. We think that their earnings have staged an impressive comeback, and the company actually has a very established brand name, and it has been around for almost 50 years. But the future prospects of Chee, of course, remain a question because the popularity of stationery has weakened because everyone is actually moving to digitization.